Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the meeting. Item number 1, then, membership of the committee. Any apologies of absence or notifications of substitutions?
We are all here.
Councillor Bellamy.
Apologies from Councillor Tony McGrath.
Okay, thank you. Item number 2, minutes of the previous meeting. Can we approve that these are an accurate record? So moved by Councillor Sokol, seconded by Councillor Firth. Item number 3, declarations of interest and lobbying. Councillor Sokol first.
None, Chair.
None, Chair.
None, Chair.
None, Chair.
None, Chair. None, Chair.
Thank you, and none from me. Item number 4, admission of the public.
There's no items in private, Chair.
Thank you. Item number 5, public question time.
None received.
Thank you. Item number 6, deputations and petitions.
There's no deputations or petitions.
Thank you. Was the site visit? Can confirm we only had one site visit today. And the first item on the agenda is page number 22, click and collect facility at Leeds Road, Birstall.
Good afternoon, members. Jenny Booth for Development Management. So the application for click and collect lockers at 28 to 30 Leeds Road at Birstall is brought to committee at the request of Councillor Smage for the reasons outlined in the officer report. Premises is a corner shop. Operated by Lundis. The lockers have been situated at the front of the building, as members will have seen this morning. I would like to clarify that there is a typo in the report regarding the measurements of the lockers in points 3.2 and 10.6. These should read the units 0.76 metres deep with a 0.4 metre overhang, a 3 metre width and a height of 2.3 metres. In terms of the officer assessment, the site is an established corner shop on unallocated land. The principle of development is therefore acceptable. With regards to visual amenity, the scale of the unit of the lockers is modest and would not obscure a significant area of the front of the shop. The appearance is therefore considered to be acceptable in terms of visual amenity. It is noted that there are residential properties surrounding the site. The locker is a small unit which would have no potential for any overshadowing or overbearing. And we've had representations which cite noise as a concern. Environmental health team have been consulted, and the provision of lockers in this location is not considered to result in any significant increase in noise over and above the existing use. With regards to highways implications, as mentioned, the site is an established shop with customers parking on Leeds Road. Our highways officers have reviewed the proposals and conclude that although there may be an increase in vehicle movements, these would not be significantly above what happens now. We have received 10 representations from residents, including 6 objecting, 1 general comment and 3 supporting comments, and we've also had comments from the 3 ward members. These have been summarised and addressed within the officer report. As outlined in the report and the update, officers are recommending approval subject to a condition regarding the works being retained in accordance with the submitted plans. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Jenny. I think we just got one speaker, Councillor Liz Samage. Hi Liz, welcome to the meeting.
Thank you. Thank you. Whilst this facility is within the curtilage of the shop. It is the impact and suitability of such a facility in this place that is of concern and is the reason why for the referral. The facility was put in place without planning permission. Any vehicle parked outside the shop means that passing vehicles have to go partly over the white line at the junction. And the increase in deliveries and pickups with this facility mean that this problem increases. Therefore, I'm unsure as to why highways would indicate that there is no impact on the junction. As you will have seen, vehicles turning from Upper Batley Low Lane down Leeds Road have to be mindful of vehicles coming up in the middle of the road. Vehicles turning up Leeds Road have to be mindful of parked vehicles across from the junction, and increases in vehicle movement because of dropping off and collecting of parcels mean that there is a far greater potential for problems at the busy junction. In fact, if vehicles coming up Leeds Road have to go out at the junction, then vehicles behind can't go past, and there is a subsequent build-up of traffic. If you got busy periods, you can clearly see that there is a lot of traffic that turn from Leeds Road to Upper Batley Lane. LP 21 has been discussed in the report, discussed as having sufficient on-street parking, while there is only 1 and a bit car lengths of parking outside the shop. And delivery vans that are stopping on Leeds Road create unsafe conditions for both drivers and pedestrians. The shop is in fact licensed to open between 7 a.m. and 10 p.m, but the facility is advertised as being available up to 11 p.m, and delivery vans have been known to arrive at the premises before 6:30 in the morning and after 11 at night. Residents were already experiencing problems with parking for the shop and now have to contend with their driveways being blocked by vehicles stopping for deliveries for this facility. This is not over the road from properties or next to other shops. This property is surrounded by residential properties. And therefore, it's not suitable installation to be sat next to someone's driveway. The report states that development should be in keeping with existing buildings in terms of scale, materials, and details, and minimise impact on residential amenity of future and neighbouring occupiers. And LP 24 also discusses respect for adjacent buildings and character of the area. This is not in keeping with the building or surrounding buildings and does affect neighbouring properties. Roebuck Street is an unadopted, unsurfaced road and is not suitable for delivery vehicles, yet Roebuck Street is also being used. LP 22 is quoted in the report, but that discusses town centre parking, and this is not in a town centre. The wording on the update that says that such the development is retained in accordance with the submitted plans, does this give out a message that it is okay to put development without permission? The wording of that does give that indication. I would, though, ask that this is refused because of the impact on the highway and the neighbouring properties. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Samage. Thank you for your contributions. There are no further speakers, so it's over to the committee for any comments that you may have. Councillor Firth.
Thank you, Chair, and thanks, Liz, for giving us your experience as a local well member. We did park on our site visit this morning outside the shop, and it's quite a large vehicle, is that bus. And I noticed that cars coming down from Upper Batley had actually no problems turning left down the road where we were based. It's quite a wide road at that junction. We did have a look at Roebuck Street, and it isn't unsurfaced, and people have driveways down there on the right-hand side. But we were informed by officers that the owner of the convenience store put cones up, which would in effect stop vehicles parking on the left-hand side of Roebuck Street, which would in effect make the use of the people's drives on there absolutely fine. I'm glad officers, by the way, have altered the dimensions of this, because when you read the dimensions on here, it's the height would be 4.7 metres, which is be about 15 foot high, and they'd want a pair of steps or a ladder to collect anything from the top parcels, and the width of it is 1.4 metres, which you couldn't actually get it in. But all in all, these collection points are everywhere now. And I think it adds to the viability of that convenience store, by the way, because if you're just picking up a parcel, it'll take a minute. No more. You put them in your car, click, collect, because I do it all the time. Hopefully, so some of these click and collect people will be customers of that convenience store and will make it more viable. Because I do know that corner shops like these are under pressure. Some of them are unviable. Saying that, Chair, I will move the recommendation.
Thank you, Councillor Firth. So it's been moved by Councillor Firth, Councillor Bellamy, and then Councillor Sokol.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. I'm a bit different to Councillor Firth. I have got concerns with vehicles parking outside that shop, and it's more to do with vehicles coming up and then turning onto Upper Batley, because you're either going to be completely on the opposite side of the road or at least over the white line if you're going to have to overtake them vehicles and then to turn right. I can see that as if you've got something coming out of Upper Batley or even something coming down, that being quite dangerous in a way. I mean, I'm not saying that the drop-off vehicle or anything is massively large, but it still would be a concern to me. So I'm not sure. I'm also really concerned about what Liz said about them turning up earlier in the morning and later at night. Surely that shouldn't be allowed if they've got certain hours. And if the shop's only open till 10, what they're doing, having that bit open till 11. So like I say, it is the highway thing with me. I honestly don't think it is safe. I know there's already customers going to the shop, etc., and I'm not saying that they don't park there, but a standard car is probably a lot smaller than whatever it is, and a big van, and that's my issue with it. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Councillor Bellamy, Councillor Sokol, and then Councillor Davis.
Thank you, Chair. Yeah, I've been on the side bit. I agree with Councillor Eric first. We park our vehicle over there at least 10 minutes, might be more than 10 minutes. We didn't see that time during the 10 minutes any problem. The people turning from the Bartley Park or Roebuck Street, we didn't see any problem or saw any problem. The car coming from both sides, yeah. So, Chair, the convenience store or any corner shop, they are struggling in these days to carry on. It's a lifeline for the villages because it's a big competition going on. The collect and collect is everywhere. You go to any shop, corner shop, it's there. You go petrol station, collection store, you go supermarket, everywhere there. So these convenience stores who are struggling, they have to compete with the other one, yeah. So this is a lifeline line, yeah. Councillor Major mentioned about the delivery van comes after about until 11 o'clock or this. What we can do, we can't put condition on customer who collect and collect, but we can put condition on delivery. They're delivering those items over there. So I'm honestly, I have to be honest, very honest. Yeah, this road is not causing any inconvenience to public. Yeah, and Roebuck Street is quite wide road. We noticed there if any cars are going, they can go over there. They turn around there. So I'm happy to second Eric's.
Thank you, Councillor Sokol. So it's been moved and seconded for the officer's recommendation by Councillor Firth and Sokol. Councillor Powell.
Yeah, having been to the site this morning, I agree with some of the comments that we made. We were parked there for a while in a delivery, in a large vehicle about similar sort of size to would be topping up or collecting the parcels from the unit, and we didn't see any major disruptions. I do think people visiting either to collect or deposit parcels will not be there any longer than current visitors to the shop. Mm-hmm. And I think the support, we've commented on the, panel members have commented on the operation of the shop and the support for the shop in the area. I also think we just need to be mindful of the support for the residents in the area, that actually it could help take further traffic off the road, because people can walk to collect their own parcels, not have to drive to a different collection point and things like that. So I just wanted to add my support for it as well. Thank you.
Thank you. So it's been moved and seconded. Any further speakers? Any further comments? Councillor Arshad.
As much as I empathise with a situation that has to come to planning, everybody has a reason, you know, for bringing things up. Looking at the two factors taken into account of, is it invasive, and with the way the click and collect is set up and laid out, and with the stone wall in front of it, and with the path further in front of it, it's not invasive in any way whatsoever. Is it precarious? I'm looking at the Google Maps image right now. There's 2 legally parked cars and a space for a 3rd car. I can see the cones that are there on the unadopted road to ensure that the neighbourhood there can access their drives really easily. And I'm also looking at the side road that turns right up into Upper Batley, and I think the distance between the shop and then the turn point of that road is quite good. It's actually very good, so I can't see that infringing in any way whatsoever. Then bringing into account the modern long wheelbase scenario of the delivery vehicles that dropping the parcels off. If you look at the shop, historically these shops would have had the bread, the milk cart at late hours going back 10-20 years, to try and drop the milk off, to drop the bread off. So I don't think there's anything new that we're experiencing that we wouldn't have historically experienced going back a decade, 2 decades or 3 decades. And then, if we look at the fact that it's going to be a revenue generator for the shop, and, we always want to make sure the local corner shops don't get overtaken by the large conglomerates, albeit Londis is quite well recognised. But if they've got a revenue stream and it's a service for the local community, I'd want to champion that as well. So that's kind of my thoughts on it, on this.
Thank you, Councillor Arshad. Is there any further comments from any members of the committee? No. Andrea, I think we'll move to the vote. Thank you.
Okay, so the vote is to delegate approval of the application. Councillor Sokol?
For.
Councillor Firth?
For.
Councillor Davis?
For.
Councillor?
For.
Councillor Lee Richards?
For.
Councillor Bellamy?
Against.
Councillor Ruller?
For.
So that's carried. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. That brings us to the end of the agenda. Thanks for your attendance.